All right. Here we go. Who can tell me something about a proton? Let me change my color here. There we go. Something about a proton. There are four main things that we got to know about a proton. Who can give me one thing? Yes. Yes. It affects the atom's identity. So you change the number of protons, you totally change the name and how the atom behaves. It is completely different. So if we go over here, this is carbon. Carbon is typically black, like after a campfire, wood that's really burnt, all that black stuff, that's carbon, okay? In your pencil, that's typically carbon. If we add one proton to all of those carbon atoms, it becomes nitrogen, which is a colorless gas, all by adding one proton. One proton completely changes the identity of the atom. What's another thing about a proton? Yeah. Positive charge. Charge equals +1. Excellent. Give me one more thing. Yeah.
Located in the nucleus.
Good. It's in the nucleus. Bonus question Monday. Where's the nucleus? Well, what is the nucleus? Yeah.
Is the nucleus in the center?
Yep, it's the absolute center of the atom. The proton is located there. The last thing that we didn't mention yet is the mass. The mass is 1 AMU. Sometimes we just say that it is heavy. All right, it's one of the heaviest things in the atom. All right, neutron. Let me go to blue here. Again, four things about a neutron. Give me something about a neutron. Yes.
It holds the nucleus together.
Yes, it affects, we call this stability. Okay, too many, too little neutrons can make the atom unstable, and that can cause the atom to do some funky things, all right? Fall apart, blow up, implode, those types of things, all right? So what else do we know about the neutron? This whole side of the room has answered something already. We need this side of the room to answer more. What do we know about the neutron? I'll give you a hint. Charge, location, and mass. Those are three things that we haven't talked about for the neutron yet. If you are unsure, you can Google it right now. You can go to last week's assignment on Wednesday. And there's a page that says neutron, location, charge, mass, all listed there. Yeah, the charge is 0. It has no charge. It doesn't affect the charge. It doesn't matter if we have 1,000,000, 1, or 0 neutrons. The charge is unaffected by those neutrons. It is in the nucleus. Uh-oh, here we go. It's in that center of the atom with the protons. Neutrons and protons are right next to each other. The last thing we haven't mentioned yet is the mass. The mass is basically 1 AMU. It's a tiny bit heavier, but you just need to know, again, it's just like a proton. It's super heavy. It's what makes up the mass of the atom. All right, electron. 4 things about an electron that we have to know. Go back to red here. Yep. Good. Charge is negative. Location, mass, and what it affects. Cordell, you got something? Perfect. Yeah, they're located outside the nucleus. And where they're located gets a lot of different names. Some people call them orbits. Some people call them rings. You might see clouds. You might see shells. They all mean the same thing. They're outside the nucleus. Good. Mass or what the electron affects. Mass or what the electron affects. You got something in it? Look for mass in AMU, because they might give you a mass in grams. I'll tell you right now that the electron, running out of room here, affects reactivity. What that means is how the atom reacts in chemical reactions. All right, so based on how many electrons it has, it might react with certain things, it might not react with certain things. And sometimes we call the reactivity, or I should say the reactivity is related to the bonding. Did you find the mass in AMU? I'll come back to you. All right, atomic number. Can anyone tell me something about the atomic number? The atomic number. It's going to be related to something over here. Uh-oh. Yeah. Yep, it's equal to the number of protons. No trick. I mean, the trickiest thing is that there's two words for the same thing. The number of protons and the atomic number are the exact same. So the carbon atom I was talking about before, it has 6 for its atomic number. It has 6 protons. Nitrogen, 7 and 7. They're the same number. There's no trick. There's no exception. How about mass number? Anyone remember anything about mass number? Yeah. Protons plus neutrons equals the mass number. Everything inside the nucleus, those are the protons and the neutrons. You add all of those things together, that gets you the mass number. Charge. What's the charge? How do we figure out the charge? What's the charge? How is it related to any of these things over here? I'll tell you, it's 2 things over here. We're going to take one thing and we're going to subtract another thing. That's how we find the charge. Uh-oh. Well, try Googling it, I guess. All right, Google how to calculate the charge of an atom. Did you find the mass in AMU of the electron? Yep, right there. The mass. Oh, I think I got to change this back to red. Oopsies. Right. The mass of an electron in AMU is still basically 0. All right. Technically, it does have a mass, but it's so tiny, it doesn't matter if you have 0 or 1,000,000 electrons on an atom. It's essentially going to be the same mass that is created by the protons and the neutrons. All right. Last thing we got to figure out is the charge. How do we calculate the charge? Something minus something else. Give you a hint. It's 2 of these 3 things. blank minus blank. Yeah? Yeah, protons minus the electrons. Okay, that's how you mathematically figure it out. If we have a charge of 0, we have the same number of protons and electrons. So if the charge is 0, I don't know how many protons and electrons I have yet, but I know that they're the same number. So it might be 1 and 1, might be 2 and 2, might be 10 and 10, might be 100 and 100. But I know they're the same because it's the number subtract itself. If I have a positive charge, then I know I have more protons because they have the positive charge. And however big that positive charge is, that's how many more protons I have. So if it's a +2 charge, I have 2 more protons than electrons. If it's a negative charge, you guessed it, I have more electrons. And however big that charge is, that's how many more electrons I have. So -1 charge, 1 more electron. -2 charge, 2 more electrons. -100, 100 more electrons. And so we can figure out these 6 things. This is the goal. We got to figure out these 6 things for every type of atom that I throw your way. I will give you clues. Now we'll always give you enough information to find everything else. So you have to know the relationships between these terms in order to find everything. All right. So that's our review. Plan for the rest of the day is to do activity for Monday and the activity for Tuesday. And then we'll do kind of like a little review together at the end of class. For the virtual students here, plan is to work on Monday's assignment. We'll do Tuesday's assignment in class also today, just because we have a double day today. You guys, you only have to do Monday's assignment. There's a video posted there for extra help. If you want to stay on and ask questions, you can. But if you want to leave, you can leave now. And just send me emails when you have questions. All right, let me pull up Canvas. I have to go over here. Delete. Okay. Canvas. Here we go. So if you haven't opened up the Canvas yet, you can open up the Canvas. Here's Monday. Subatomic particles, concept builder 1. Okay, I'm going to click on this link, and as it's loading, read the rest. If you missed class, which you guys didn't, you would click here for extra help. Okay, if you're struggling in class, you can click there for extra help. We're going to be doing the apprentice level for this first one. Tuesday's assignment is just level 2, so you can do both of them kind of at the same time if you'd like. The way you're going to submit is you're going to upload a screenshot. So once you complete, let me show you. Once you complete this activity, I'll show you what it looks like. You'll get 2 trophies, or I should say a trophy for each level. You're going to screenshot that and upload it. Okay? So when I get here, I'm going to launch my concept builder. Okay, now it's super tiny and hard to see. If you click this blue box here, it becomes full screen. Okay, we're going to start at the lowest level. We'll do the second level, third level. Ignore. We don't need to do that. Okay, so we have these boxes here. All these gray boxes, we need to put in answers. So we need to find the atomic number, the mass number, the number of protons, neutrons, electrons, and the charge. All right, for all of these atoms, and they give us some information here. Okay. Now, you could probably look up at least most of the answers if you just Googled it, but we are going to have a quiz on Wednesday, a bigger kind of mini quiz that's going to ask you to do these types of things. So focus on today on understanding the relationship between these 6 terms. Ask questions. Ask the people at your station, not just how many electrons are there, more like how did you find the number of electrons, so they can help you understand the connections between all these terms. Okay, I'll come around and check on you, but I can't emphasize enough. Please, please, please ask questions. All right, and then when you're done, This will turn into that trophy and you can screenshot it. And then you can upload that picture to the assignment. All right? So I'm going to give you guys work time. If anything I went through didn't make sense or you have questions, please ask. I'll go around and check on you guys. All right? You guys have time to work. You can get started. Yeah, if you go pass, I got to sign up for you.